Do you want your current boss to be a reference, but you don't know how to ask? My name is JT O'Donnell, and welcome to Coaching Moment. This is the YouTube series that helps you remove the roadblocks to career success. So, we recently got a question from one of our viewers about how to ask your current boss for a reference. So the first thing I want to say here is that if you're currently looking for a job, I do not suggest that you go to your boss and say, will you be a reference for the job that I'm looking for? First of all, they're not going to appreciate the fact that they're finding out that you're leaving them. And secondly, that kind of emotion can often manifest in them not giving you the best recommendation. You should know that most employers understand that they can't contact your current boss for a reference until you've formally resigned. And what you'll find they'll do is say, look, when we make the job offer to you, it will be pending getting a reference to confirm your skills and abilities with that current employer. That's going to give you an opportunity to then go to your boss and say, I've accepted a new position and I hope it's okay, but they're going to call and check and ask for you to be a reference. Would you be okay with that? So a little background information there. But what do you do? How do you actually go to that person and say, will you be my reference? So there's a couple things that I want you to think about. First of all is don't bother unless you have met or exceeded expectations. If you haven't been a top performer, this person is not going to want to give you a reference, and there's really no point in asking. The best way to know if you've been exceeding expectations is whether or not they recognize you for your work. Have you received awards? Have they praised you? Do you truly feel like they value you? If so, then it would be okay to ask this person to be a reference. The second thing I want you to do is put together some thoughts about what this person has taught you and why you believe they are really talented at what they do, because you want to go ahead and sit down and explain that it is for those reasons that you respect and admire them and would be honored to have them as a reference. By showing them that you really care about the relationship that you've had with them, what they've taught you, and how they've coached you and mentored you, it's going to make them much more appreciative and willing to be a reference for you. And then the last thing that I'm going to suggest you do is that if they do agree to be your reference by, not just thanking them profusely, but one of the other ways that you can really recognize them for doing this is to write them a recommendation on their LinkedIn profile. So I would put together some kind words about what they've meant to you and make sure you get that posted as well. These are some of the techniques that you should use when asking someone to be your reference, because it really shows them that you took time and thought about this and that it means something to you, which in turn will mean something to them. It's also going to ensure that they give you a much better reference as well. Okay, did you find this helpful? Questions, comments, feedback, you know what to do. Put them down below. I really hope to see you in the next Coaching Moment video, but until then, I want you to always remember this. If you want to win, you've got to work it daily.